I'm from GIZ head office from Germany, and there I'm managing the develoPPP program, which is the GIZ, or the German government public-private partnership program. I would like to warmly welcome all of you, and especially the representatives of Reuters Market Light and of the government of Uttarakhand, and I'm very happy to be here. Not the first time in India, but the first time in Uttarakhand, in Dehradun. And I would like to give you an overview of the develoPPP program by the German government, and also inform you why GIZ decided to cooperate with RML in this project. So we believe that sustainable development not only requires public institutions and public money, but also entrepreneurial commitment and the engagement of the private sector, of private companies. However, we find, or many companies find, that whenever they want to engage in business that also has a developmental aspect, there are several obstacles that companies face. For example, sometimes companies have a lack of know-how and expertise when it is about addressing target groups in very rural areas, very poor target groups, etc. Missing contacts, for example, to the public sector, to non-governmental organizations, etc. And very often there is a quite weak business case, which means that the companies would not be able to offer a cost-covering service or to introduce a cost-covering product. So we find that the public sector cannot reach certain goals without the help of private companies, and vice versa. And that's why we believe in development through cooperation between the public and the private sector in, for example, the modality of something like the develoPPP program. So develoPPP projects, public-private partnership projects, are partnerships between the public, the German public, and the private sector to combine the innovative power of business with the resources, experience, and knowledge of developmental work like of GIZ. And develoPPP projects are funded as GIZ in general, or most of the time, by the German Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development, and are implemented by GIZ or other German development agencies. And up to date, EMZ has been funding more than 1,200 develoPPP projects with different private companies worldwide, and we are happy that this new project with RML will be an additional one now. So what are characteristics of these develoPPP projects or requirements in order to enter in a partnership with GIZ in one of these projects? So first of all, these projects need to follow developmental goals, and it's very important that public and private contributions complement each other, which means that we work together in fields where one partner, like the private company and GIZ, would not be able to reach the goals on their own. And the private partner would not be able to carry out the project without the public partner. For us and for our ministry, it's also very important that competitive neutrality is ensured. This means whenever in such a project we develop certain things, we create certain knowledge, this knowledge afterwards will be in the public domain, will be presented to and shared with other actors and stakeholders. And one of the most important points, whenever we decide to cooperate with a private company, the private company has to make a financial contribution of at least 50% of the overall costs. So it's a real partnership also when it comes to finance. So what's the added value for companies when engaging with us, with GIZ in such a develoPPP project? First of all, we believe that the neutrality of GIZ is a big added value, as GIZ is used to managing projects with stakeholders and actors from different sectors. And we have networks and contacts with governments, agencies, and NGOs. We also have sector-specific know-how, and especially know-how about target groups, for example, in this case, in very rural areas. As, for example, in this case, the RED project already has a lot of experience in working in this field. And of course, we have all these coordination, project management, local project planning skills, and provide significant financial and human resources for these joint projects. So let us go now to the concrete develoPPP project between Thomson Reuters, Reuters Market Light, and GIZ. The question is, why did GIZ decide to engage with RML in this specific case? We will hear much more about the business idea of Reuters Market Light and about the project in general by our colleagues from Reuters Market Light, but I would like to give you the perspective why GIZ decided to engage with RML. So the goal of our develoPPP project is to provide SMS-based agri-information to farmers in those hilly and remote areas of Uttarakhand in order to increase their productivity and in order to help them to participate more in the income generation, etc. And the specific reason for cooperating with RML is that RML found a very weak business case for entering exactly this market, because of course it's much easier to work in plain areas where farmers are not so dispersed, where the education level is higher, where the target groups are used to modern ICT services, and where you have a better network with relevant organizations. So in this case, it would have been difficult for RML to reach the farmers with a cost-covering service, and that's why GIZ decided to provide some seed money within this 3 years project to build up a strong business case during this period. And in our case, RML provides technology and the business idea, and of course funding and staff time, whereas GIZ provides us complementary inputs or contribution, experience and expertise and capacity building for small farmers and intermediary organization, our network with different partners, and also funding and staff time. So we are very happy to engage with RML in this project, and we are very happy that you are here. And in India in general, right now we are currently carrying out 12 develoPPP projects that are co-implemented by GIZ with different companies and in different sectors like agriculture, like energy efficiency, renewable energy, the health sector, and so on. And we are happy to have now a new project in the field of ICT and this very innovative field. So I'm very curious to hear more about RML, the business idea, and thank you again for engaging with us in this partnership, and thank you to all of you for coming here to the launch of this important project. Thank you.